Am I wrong for refusing to walk my daughter down the aisle? My daughter, 26 female, and I haven't spoken in years. When she was 15, we found out that she wasn't my biological daughter and my wife had cheated on me years ago with a friend. As it turns out, the so-called friend was suddenly interested in playing dad. My wife and I divorced, my daughter learned the truth, and I told her I still loved her no matter what. Of course, she was interested now in getting to know her biological father, and while it hurt, I tried to accept that. She started pulling away from me after that. Even when trying to still do things together as a family, she was no longer interested. The last straw was when she was 20 and living at my house. We were arguing because she had dropped from her college courses, hasn't done anything for 3 months, and was mad because I told her she either needed to go to school or work if she wants to stay here for free. She told me I'm not her real dad, so stop pretending like I am, and she'll just go to stay with her real father. That broke me, honestly. But I told her if that's how she really feels, then there's really nothing left to say between us. And she did move out to go live with him. I was depressed for a very long time and I drank a lot. My son, 24 male, was my only reason to keep moving forward. For the first couple of years, I reached out to my daughter. She wanted no contact and I learned to accept that and moved on. It helped me find more peace in my life. My son stopped talking to her for a while over this and was angry with her. They still chat sometimes, which doesn't bother me at all. Through him, I learned her biological father died in October 2019. She reached out to me first, saying she knows that we haven't talked in a while, but wants to ask me if I'd be willing to walk her down the aisle. After a pretty long message about how much she hurt me in the past with her actions, I told her no. She didn't want me to be her father anymore, so I learned to no longer view her as my daughter. This turned into a fight between us because according to her, it's not her fault she wanted to know her real dad. And I agreed with her it's not, but what was her fault was how she treated me ever since. In my mind, I know if he hadn't passed, we wouldn't even be speaking right now. It ended with telling her I hope she enjoys her wedding, but I want no part of her life. My son told me she's ranting to my family that I'm ruining her day and she thought parents are supposed to love their kids unconditionally. My brother seems to think that now I am being an asshole and that this is my chance to be in her life again, but I have no interest in that. Still seems that everyone has a strong opinion on it and that I'm making it difficult for my daughter to have the wedding she wants when it would mean a lot to her. My son is on my side, but the comments are still wearing me down, and just for the sake of my sanity, am I being an asshole?
Story time about when I unintentionally gave my dog the best damn day of his life. Let me start by saying that it's important to note whenever I cook hot dogs, I slice the package, take out a few, roll the rest back up into plastic packaging, and fasten it with some good old-fashioned elastic bands. Today, however, I did not do that. I couldn't tell you why my dumbass decided to just fold the plastic over a few times and place it back on the shelf, but here we are. So my spouse comes running down in a few minutes between endless meetings to make their lunch quickly. We're the only two in the house, plus our little rescue dog who is a stray and is an absolute mooch. I mean, this dog will weave between your feet, eyes glued to the floor, hoping for even a single speck of crumb because woe is him, he's never been fed a day in his life. So we're all in the kitchen, I hear the fridge open, and it suddenly dawns on me hard that my spouse is most definitely going to go for those hot dogs that I wrapped like a dumbass. I quickly turn around and say something, and my spouse in slow motion, wide-eyed, stares at me as the hot dog package unrolls like a fruit by the foot commercial and douses my dog's entire skull in too much to be reasonable in one fucking package of hot dog water. My dog lost his shit. Like a Christian grandma with the second coming of Christ, my dog just tears ass across the entire apartment with the worst case of the zoomies I think we've ever seen him have. He proceeds to spend the next 15 minutes singing our praises as the greatest humans alive as he rolls across every piece of furniture we own. I'm talking every piece of furniture. Now, I don't hate hot dogs, but the smell is weirdly overpowering, and every time I sat down on something else, all I can smell is the godforsaken hot dogs. My dog loves it though, and now I'm figuring out how to shampoo out hot dog water for my life. I have so many regrets.
Am I the asshole for storming out of my hair appointment without paying? I, 22 female, have been seeing the same hairstylist, Taylor, for years now. Because we always chat during appointments, she knows the basics of my life. I've always had long hair and sometimes going a bit shorter, adding bangs, adding layers, nothing crazy. Well, I had an appointment yesterday and I decided to go for a super short pixie cut. I showed my stylist and she was shocked, but then made the joke, "Oh no, this is breakup hair, isn't it?" I was weirded out by that, but I confirmed, yes, actually my boyfriend of a year and I broke up a few weeks ago, but it has nothing to do with my hair. She then tells me she doesn't really want to cut my hair that short because my hair is so nice. She said it would be a waste to cut it. She then remembers that I'm gonna be my sister's maid of honor in a couple months and that I have graduation in spring. She said that I'll regret having short hair in the photos. I was pretty offended after that, and as a grown woman, whether or not I regret a hairstyle down the line is none of her business. She said the longest she would go was a bob, and I told her that I'd be leaving and that's not what I want. She tried to get me to pay the cancellation fee as now she was going to lose 2 hours booked. I told her that wasn't my problem and I left anyways, and on my way out she told me I wasn't welcome back. I told this story to my friends today and the response was mixed, and now I'm really torn.
My sister is a single mother with 2 children, an 11 and a 7-year-old. The 7-year-old is a boy while the other one is a girl. She works a lot and doesn't have a lot of money to afford babysitting, so I started watching her kids for free. There was an incident one day where the 7-year-old had gotten mad at me because I wouldn't let him jump on the couch. I explained to him that he could get hurt and he threw a tantrum, which was normal. It's what young kids do. Well, around the time my sister gets home, he starts suddenly bawling his eyes out and running towards her. I'm confused, as he was just fine a second ago but followed behind him to greet her. He immediately starts on a rant about how I had a man in the house and how neither him or his sister had eaten all day. My sister was rightfully pissed and started asking questions. I shook my head, said he was lying and that she had cameras so we should probably sit down and watch them. She said no and that I needed to go before she called the police. So I left. A few hours later, she calls me and apologizes. She watched the footage and saw no man enter the house at all, and that she had seen that her son had refused to eat dinner and I made them. She asked when I could come by next, as she hoped I understood the misunderstanding, but I said I would no longer be babysitting for her. She said that he's just 7 and that kids lie all the time, but I still refused. We went back and forth over the phone insulting each other, and that was that. Our mother thinks I'm being ridiculous for being mad at a kid, but it's more than that. I could have gotten in trouble if the police had shown up and he was saying what he said. Am I the asshole for refusing to babysit my sister's kids any further after her son lied to her about me?
I cannot look at my dad in the same way anymore. Like, I am disgusted. Putrid. I literally cannot look at him anymore. So my dad just redid our bathroom, me and my sister's bathroom, and one of the things that he put in the bathroom was a brand new mirror. This mirror is not only huge and amazing, but it's Bluetooth. It's a Bluetooth mirror in the bathroom. There's a lot of pros and cons to that. Like, it's really good for listening to music while you're in the shower, but really bad when your dad doesn't know how to turn off his Bluetooth. So basically, my dad was the first person to connect his phone to the mirror, and he doesn't know how to turn off his Bluetooth. He doesn't know how that thing works. He doesn't know. So I'm in the bathroom getting ready for bed, braiding my hair, washing my face, just getting ready to cozy up in bed. And my dad's in his room on his phone, like he is every single day. And all of a sudden, I hear the mirror go, ba-doo-doo, which is the noise it makes when a phone connects to the mirror. And all of a sudden, I just hear a girl start talking through the mirror. Like, a literal woman is speaking to me through the mirror. And she's, like, flirting. And I'm like, weird. So I check my phone to see if, like, a video from TikTok was playing and it connected to the mirror. It wasn't my phone. And I'm like, well, what connected to the mirror? And then I hear my dad from his room start going, hello? Hello? And then it clicked. My dad was on the phone with some girl and it connected to the bathroom mirror. I heard some things I did not want to hear. Scarring. I'm scarred. Like, I'm nauseous. I'm not gonna go into detail. I'm gonna save y'all from the detail, but let's just say it took him about 5 minutes to finally disconnect his Bluetooth, and that's 5 minutes. I'm gonna get off.
Am I the a-hole for telling my fiancé he committed theft by gifting his nephew the gift I bought for my sick brother? My female 30 brother, male 16, was born with a heart condition that prevented him from living his childhood to the fullest and doing his favorite activities. He can't do most things due to his condition and the side effects his medications have on him. My parents have always struggled with money because of medical bills, and unfortunately they cannot afford to buy my brother nice things. For example, he always wanted a console to play with. He only gets to play when my uncle and cousins visits and bring their console. My brother has been feeling sad and lonely recently after his doctors recommended that visits be limited. I decided to use my salary to get him his own console and wait till Christmas to give it to him. I bought an Xbox and it has been sitting in my closet until I discovered that my fiancé took it and sent it to his nephew who lives states away. I was in dismay. I confronted him about it, asking why he took the Xbox, knowing it was supposed to be a gift for my brother. He said he knew, but explained his sister is a single mom and couldn't buy any gifts for her son. Nor are they receiving gifts from family since they're all ignoring her after giving her money, so they think they've done enough. He told me he felt sorry for his nephew and wanted to cheer him up, but didn't have money, so he thought that he could send him the Xbox, and then we'll figure out what I'm going to gift my brother together. I told him he had no right to touch the Xbox, and said that what he did was theft, which made him upset and somewhat shocked. He said he was very hurt I essentially called him a thief, when he thought that I cared about our nephew as much as he does. I'd explained my brother does not need the Xbox since he can't find time to play due to his condition, and also not finding playmates also due to his condition. I told him my brother was still capable, and he was making it seem as if he wasn't, but he argued he didn't mean it this way. Just that he was hurt I called his good deed theft. But I stood by what I said and demanded him either pay for the Xbox or pay me, but he acted more hurtful and encouraged me to take a gift from the child like that. But I said that his gift was not his device, and so it was not my problem. He gave me complete silence and then went to stay at a hotel for 3 days saying I was being unfair to him and hurt him deeply. The problem still stands. And he is counting on me to let it clearly see that he was just helping
seen us talk, yeah. They seen us walk, yeah. Trying ripping us apart.
Hi guys, thank you for watching. I love you guys so much. Please like and subscribe to see more great videos. See you again.